Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It is Thursday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It is 1831 Zulu on July 18th, 2024. And this is the Manufacturer Showcase brought to you by DX Engineering. And this is a show where we talk about the over 180 different manufacturers and interview them here on the show. And today we have DX Engineering. And from DX Engineering, it's our senior engineering manager and also head of production. It's Cory, W3JL. Hello, Cory.
Good evening or afternoon, Tim.
It's great to have you here, Cory. And you've been manufacturing lots of great products that hams all over the world have been using. Let's talk about some of the products, more recent products that you've been working on and have had interactions with customers, etc. Of course, you were part of the Dayton team, so people got to come up to you and talk to you. And Cory, before we get into the products, just I wanted to get a little bit of background for our audience so they know you a little bit better. How long have you been in ham radio and what got you started?
Well, I've been a ham for about 12 years now. Got into it mainly for emergency communications. My cousin got into it, and a guy I worked with, Chuck Van Emmen, we both worked together on some stuff and just really enjoyed the aspect of being able to communicate and talk to people all over the world with very little infrastructure. I do a lot of, as an electrical engineer, I do a lot of networking and things like that. And I mean, these cell phones are great and they talk to everywhere, but nothing beats ham radio for the simplicity of getting your signal where you need it to go.
And I know you like to go out and do hikes and camping. How has ham radio influenced some of your outdoor activities?
Oh, it's another one of those opportunities when you're out and about and you're out in the middle of nowhere. You know, sometimes you just don't have that cell coverage. My wife is also a ham, so when we go out on a hike, if something happens, I can leave her and know that I can talk to her with my radio. We've gone hiking up in New England a couple times, and amazing what the elevation does for you for coverage with a handheld. That's for sure.
So, Cory, tell us about your team. Tell us about the people that make the DX engineering engine of manufacturing work.
Well, I mean, we've got a good team here where we're at. It's a good group of people. We all work together. A lot of us are hams. We really try and make sure that we've got hams. If they're not a ham, we try and get people into the hobby and understand and get involved with local clubs and local organizations. But we've got a good group down here. We've got a lot of different tasks. We've got to purchase the items. We've got to put them together. We've got to make them. We got to QA that item. There's all the parts to make it. Yeah, we make 1,800 different products here at DX Engineering. So
1,800 different products and growing every day with different products that come along. And very proud that the manufacturing for these products is here in the USA.
yeah, we're glad. I mean, we're local. We're here in Ohio, and we got a lot of people from the area that help us out, um, and it's great to have that group here.
And we have a lot of support from clubs, Cory, that where the club members are assisting various projects here at DX Engineering as well. And if you're on the air, where can we find you on the air?
Usually, lately, I have a young daughter, so my on-air time has dropped a little bit. But things I love: field day, PA QSO party. I might be in Ohio, but I still have a 3 call, and I'm still Pennsylvanian at heart. So Pennsylvania QSO party is a great one that I like to get into.
Yeah, that's great. Cory, let's talk about some DX Engineering product. What do you got on your desk? What has got your eye today?
So we got a couple different things. We do such a wide variety, from cables, coax cables, to different electronics and balance and aluminum tubing and antennas, mechanical items. A big one for us right now, nice orange high vis coax. This has really started to take off for us all over the place. It's an 8x equivalent coax. It's high vis, nice and orange. You know, a lot of people say, I don't want my coax to be visible, but then if you're doing a POTA activation or something outdoors, field day, it's great. You can see it laying in the grass and it works really well. Currently, we make these with PL259s on each end. We take a good look at our cable sales and what we get in the custom area. We're going to start making these in BNC version as well. So that's
And
one of the
the
products.
coax inside, inside the covering, is that identical to the black RG8X that we sell?
This is RG8X, just has an orange coating on it, orange cover on it instead of the black.
Yeah, and boy, that does stick out. That's handy, even if you're going to put up an antenna at home and have the coax on the grass, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you know where it is, and it's great. What kind of lengths are you making that have the DX Engineering PL259s already installed?
So we've got a wide variety of lengths. We're looking at where people really want it. We've got some shorter lengths that we use if you want something just to interconnect, you want to be able to identify it. And then we've got some 50, 170, 175 footers. So those, up to about 100 foot right now.
Right, and if you just go to the website and type in high vis, HI-VIZ, the high visibility coax comes right up. What else do you have, Cory?
Well, we've got a new receive choke that we put out just recently. It's a 75 ohm receive choke. It's F connectors on both sides. It's potted. It's waterproof. It's great for outdoor use or indoor use. Um, really high CMI, some good loss figures, very low loss. Just really good. Can handle about 700 milliamps of current. So good for receive systems. You don't want to transmit through this, but this one is set for 75 ohms. And one of the products we're working on now is a 50 ohm version of that as well.
So this is CMI being common mode impedance, and this is high CMI choking so that the antenna feed line is not part of the antenna. It
Right.
keeps the feed line outside, shield cold when it comes to RF, and that the best performance, I believe, of that choke is on 160, 80, and 40 meters, right?
Correct. Yep. This is really good for the low bands when you're trying to help keep that coax isolated from your antenna system.
And a bias T system will work with it because you can run up to 700 milliamps through it, and you never have to worry about water getting in that, right?
Right. Yeah, it is potted with a potting compound, and then there's a lid on the back. It gives it a little bit of weight and keeps everything from no moisture, no condensation. We don't have to worry about weep holes because it is completely sealed.
Right, and it's got F connectors, so it's ready to go. That's a beautiful looking choke. What else do you have, Cory?
Well, we'll get to that one, but mass clamps. You've got an antenna and you need to hook it up to your rotor. This is our Superduty mass clamp. So this is a 2-inch mass clamp, fits on our 2-inch chromoly masts. It uses 3 of our Superduty connection or clamps that, I mean, amazing grip on these things. I mean, you put these on the mast, they pretty much hold themselves. It's got weight to it. It's centered over the top, bolts down onto our rotor, has a channel there. So if you do put the mast all the way down, we've got a channel to help drain the water out. Just it's a very heavy piece of machinery here, and it holds. It really grips that rotor or that mast for you.
So the black covering, what is that is on the clamp itself?
So this black covering, we do a 2-part powder coat process. We do a primer process to help seal it, and then a black powder coat to help keep water out, keep it. I mean, everything's made out of these are all made out of aluminum and stainless, but this is regular steel, so that helps keep it from rusting and protects it from the weather as well.
And it's all stainless steel hardware as
Yes,
well.
all the hardware is stainless, so you definitely want to use some kind of anti-seize on those to keep those from galling. But yeah, it's a good stainless hardware as well.
Yeah, and our favorite anti-seize is Jet Lube SS30, also available at DX Engineering. Let's see if we have any questions. No questions so far. but we do have a good group watching here today. What else do you got?
Well, I mean, if you got a mast clamp, you obviously want to turn it because you've got a mast up on an antenna. So I brought one of our rotors. This was one of our R&D RT 4500 HD rotators. This had been up. This has been up for a while. We brought it down to inspect it and check it. We like to test everything here as much as we can. But it's got the nice red and black with the center mid plate. And the reason I wanted to bring this one up is just to kind of talk a little bit about water. You know, we pay a lot of attention to water here at DX Engineering and where it goes, and water can destroy a lot of things. So on the 75 ohm choke, it's sealed, it's got that potting fluid, it's not going anywhere. But keeping a rotator waterproof, a lot of thought went into the design. We actually use two different seals on the top. So there's one that will go right around here and seal against this. The top of the rotator is sloped to help water drain off. We also have another seal that goes on top of that to help protect. And then the main bearing on top of the main output shaft is a sealed bearing as well. So all of that's, helping us keep the water out of the rotator. There is condensation. There's always chances that water can get in. So I wanted to bring that in and show you. So if we take the top off of the rotor, you can get a little bit of an idea of what's involved in this thing. There's some heavy duty gears in here. This main output shaft, helps, this is what turns your main antenna. And then you've got a gear reduction. It's a 4,800 to 1 gear reduction. So, I mean, this thing, 1 RPM out and it gives it some torque. But we have a gasket seal around the mid plate, all the way around the mid plate here to help keep water out. But we do have weep holes in the mid plate, and even underneath the rotor, under the motor, we have a few weep holes, because as much as you try and keep water out, temperature changes and things like that will let water get in, condensation get in, moisture get in. And so our goal is do what we can to keep it out, but give it a way to drain out if we need to as well.
Now that is what I call heavy duty, and with the worm drive, I mean, it's just beautiful. The fact that that is the braking system for it, and no limit switches, which is really handy because you can support 390 degrees, 400 degrees if you want, and the Green Heron and the Microham Arco are both great controllers for this, right?
Yeah, they work really well. If something does move on you, an antenna slips on your mast, all you have to do is reset and recalibrate your controller, and you're good to go. Another neat feature about it is this little door here on the side of the rotator on the bottom chassis. And if you open that up, that is where our proc switch sits. So that's our counter that counts the motor pulses. And if there's a problem and you get hit by lightning, the goal is you just basically, there's a quick connect in there. You can take that out and put another one right inside there,
And you
you're
don't
ready
have
to
to
go.
take the rotator down.
Yep.
That is fabulous. And you can learn more about the rotator, the high visibility coax, the mast clamp, the chokes, and all of the other DX Engineering products on the dxengineering.com website. And keep clicking every day on what's new, because Cory is putting new products on the shelves here at DX Engineering, and we are being innovative. And that rotator is built in Ohio, proudly built in Ohio by Ohio hams that work here at DX Engineering. Cory, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me. A lot of new products sitting here. I mean, that's all day. We get to sit around and think of new things to make and work through that process of making them. So we're excited to make more products.
Well, we're glad to have you on the team, and thanks so much for all the explanations today, and we'll have you on again soon. And thanks to all of you for watching. Hope you had a great time, and we'll see you next time, which is tomorrow for the weekend special here at DX Engineering. Until then, 73.
73.